Imagine holding a 600-year-old book filled with bizarre illustrations of alien plants, unknown celestial maps, and strange astronomical charts. Yet no one on Earth can read a single word of it. This is not a fictional spellbook from a fantasy movie. This is the Voynich Manuscript, widely considered the world's most mysterious and unbroken code. The story of this manuscript reads like a modern thriller. Named after Wilfrid Voynich, a rare book dealer who purchased it in 1912 from a Jesuit college in Italy. The book dates back to the early 1400s, as confirmed by modern carbon dating, but how it was created, and who wrote it, remains a complete blank. Spanning over 240 pages of fine vellum, the entire manuscript is handwritten using a quill, accompanied by intricate drawings in vibrant inks of blue, red, brown, and green. What makes this book truly terrifying for cryptographers is its language. Linguists and codebreakers have studied its pages for over a century. Even the codebreakers of World War II, who cracked the most complex military ciphers in history, failed entirely to decipher a single sentence. The alphabet used does not match any known human script, ancient or modern. The words follow strange statistical patterns, leading some experts to believe it's a sophisticated, unbreakable cipher, while others fear it might be written in a completely lost non-human tongue. The illustrations make the mystery even deeper. The book is divided into distinct sections: herbal, astronomical, biological, and pharmaceutical. The herbal section features hundreds of plant species that do not match any known botany on planet Earth. Some look like weird hybrids of different flora, while others feature strange glowing roots. The biological section depicts tiny, naked female figures bathing in green liquid pools connected by an intricate network of plumbing-like tubes. Over the decades, many brilliant minds have tried to unlock its secrets. Albert Einstein reportedly looked at it and wondered if it belonged to an advanced civilization. The CIA and NSA both analyzed its pages during the Cold War to see if it contained hidden cryptographic intelligence, but found nothing. Was it an elaborate medieval hoax designed to trick wealthy buyers, or does it hold secrets of our universe that we are simply not ready to understand? Despite centuries of intense investigation, the true origin of the text remains completely hidden behind a wall of mystery. Some modern researchers suggest that the manuscript might be an elaborate work of glossolalia, written in a state of religious or artistic trance, without any linguistic meaning. Others argue that it could be a lost medical journal written in a disguised shorthand of a known medieval language, designed to protect secret herbal remedies from being stolen or misused by rival physicians. Adding to the strangeness are the astronomical and cosmological drawings. Several circular diagrams depict unusual celestial bodies, star formations, and astrological entities that do not correspond to any known medieval star charts or astronomical events recorded in human history. Some theorists even point to these peculiar charts as evidence of ancient extraterrestrial contact or knowledge passed down from a forgotten antediluvian civilization. The physical materials used to create the book also tell a fascinating story. Scientific testing of the vellum pages indicates that the calfskin used was processed with immense care and expense, suggesting that whoever commissioned or created the manuscript had access to considerable wealth and resources. Yet, there is no historical record of any payment, author, or owner for the first 300 years of its existence. It simply appeared out of nowhere in the historical record, shrouded in silence. As technology advances, new tools like artificial intelligence and advanced machine learning algorithms are being trained to decode the cryptic text. While a few computer programs have claimed to find minor patterns resembling medieval Latin or Hebrew words, no translation has ever been independently verified or accepted by the scientific community. The manuscript continues to guard its secrets fiercely, standing as an enduring monument to human curiosity and the limits of our knowledge. The mystery deepens when we examine the mysterious figures scattered throughout the final pages. Some diagrams show elaborate folding pages revealing complex astrological charts and star maps that span multiple panels. These folding sections require meticulous craftsmanship, proving that the creator spent years, perhaps decades, meticulously planning every single page of this cryptic volume. Cryptographers and historians remain divided into two main camps. One side believes it is an ingenious, unbreakable cipher designed by a genius to conceal genuine scientific or alchemical breakthroughs of the Renaissance. The other side is convinced it is an elaborate hoax, a meaningless collection of symbols created solely to swindle wealthy collectors out of a fortune. Yet, even as a hoax, the sheer amount of time, rare materials, and consistent unknown language structure required to pull it off would be nothing short of a miracle. Today, the manuscript is safely stored in the Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, heavily protected and rarely handled. It continues to attract thousands of curious visitors, scientists, and code breakers who dream of being the first to crack the code. Until that day finally arrives, the Voynich Manuscript remains one of history's greatest unsolved puzzles, whispering secrets from a forgotten past that we may never truly understand. As we look at the strange drawings and unreadable words, one question echoes through time. Will we ever unlock the true meaning of the Voynich Manuscript? Or will it remain an eternal secret, mocking our modern technology and intelligence? What are your thoughts on this bizarre 600-year-old mystery? As researchers continue to peel back the layers of history, some believe the answer might be hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right linguistic key to unlock centuries of silence. Every examination brings new theories, yet the book retreats further into its enigma. Could it be a sophisticated hoax, orchestrated centuries ago to deceive scholars and rulers alike? Or is it a genuine relic of a lost human culture whose language vanished from the face of the earth? The debate among historians, cryptographers, and scientists remains as fierce today as it was decades ago. Advanced computational analysis of the document's letter frequencies reveals patterns that mimic natural human languages, yet no known grammar rules apply. This strange duality, appearing completely organized while remaining totally incomprehensible, continues to baffle even the world's top code breakers. Another compelling theory revolves around the concept of forgotten botanical knowledge. During the medieval period, the trade routes connecting Europe with the East brought exotic plants, spices, and traditional remedies that were precious commodities. Some scholars argue that the manuscript could be a secret pharmacist's manual, carefully guarded and written in a private cipher to prevent competitors from stealing valuable medical recipes. If true, the illustrations might depict medicinal herbs that went extinct or whose true identities were lost during the turbulent shifts of the Renaissance and subsequent centuries. Yet despite all these logical possibilities, the haunting visual style of the book keeps the supernatural and esoteric theories alive. The peculiar layouts of the stars and the dreamlike human figures interacting with strange mechanisms suggest an imagination far ahead of its time, or perhaps rooted in a worldview completely alien to modern science. Every time a new generation of cryptographers claims to have found a breakthrough, fresh anomalies emerge from the vellum pages, proving that the book guards its secrets with stubborn resilience. As the debate stretches across modern digital platforms, enthusiasts and independent researchers continue to scan every high-resolution digital image released by the Yale Voynich Library. Ambitious online projects have tried crowdsourcing the translation, breaking down individual characters and comparing them against medieval manuscripts from various European and Asian archives. While these collaborative efforts have mapped out incredible statistical charts of word repetitions and character pairings, the core meaning remains an impenetrable fortress. The mystery also extends into popular culture and modern media, inspiring countless documentaries, novels, and digital content creators who seek to unravel its dark origins for curious audiences worldwide. Whether viewed as an elaborate medieval practical joke, a lost linguistic treasure, or a coded message from an unrecognized intellectual tradition, the manuscript refuses to yield its final truth. It stands as a timeless reminder that even in an age of hyperconnectivity and advanced artificial intelligence, there are still chapters of human history written in a language we are simply not meant to understand. Looking closely at the vellum bindings and the way the quires were put together, book historians have noticed unique structural anomalies that separate it from standard European codex production. The way the bifolios were folded and stitched suggests that pages may have been rearranged or missing long before it ever reached Rudolf II's court. This structural puzzle adds another layer of complexity, implying that even if we could translate every individual sentence, the narrative order itself might be scrambled, hiding the true sequence of the ancient instructions. Furthermore, chemical analyses of the pigments used in the illustrations, such as the green, blue, and red paints, show that they were derived from standard minerals and compounds available during the 15th century. There is no trace of modern synthetic elements, completely shutting down theories of a 20th century forgery. The materials are undeniably medieval, anchoring its physical existence firmly in a time of deep superstition, medical experimentation, and secret alchemical pursuits across Europe. The sheer persistence of the unknown text continues to challenge our confidence in modern cryptography, while historical ciphers from the same era, such as those used by royal courts and secret societies, have all eventually been cracked using frequency analysis and linguistic patterns. The Voynich script stubbornly resists every standard decoding method. Statistical tests show that the text possesses structural characteristics of a real language, like Zipf's law, yet it lacks the predictable word length variations found in any known human tongue. This unique paradox is precisely what keeps top-tier cryptographers awake at night, trying to figure out if it's an artificial language created from scratch or a deeply sophisticated encryption system unlike anything else in recorded history. As researchers pore over these endless lines of looping characters, the physical environment of the Yale Library, where it rests, protects the fragile 600-year-old pages from decay. Climate-controlled vaults and low-light exposure ensure that the ink and vellum survive for future generations to study. Yet despite all our modern technological marvels, high-resolution scanners, and supercomputers, the book remains as silent today as it was when it first baffled the courts of Renaissance Europe. The legacy of the manuscript also brings into question the mindset of medieval scholars who lived in constant fear of censorship, religious persecution, or the theft of proprietary knowledge. In an era where unorthodox scientific discoveries or herbal remedies could easily be condemned as witchcraft or heresy, wrapping one's life's work in an unbreakable code was a matter of survival. This protective instinct could explain why no author ever stepped forward to claim credit for the masterpiece, choosing instead to let the book vanish into the shadows rather than risk the wrath of the Inquisition or rival political factions. Yet, as each decade passes, the mystery only deepens, drawing in new generations of linguistic detectives, historians, and digital creators who refuse to let the secret stay buried. Every new perspective, whether from artificial intelligence analysis or traditional archival research, chips away slightly at the darkness surrounding the book, even if the core truth remains elusive. The journey to understand the manuscript is less about finding a quick translation and more about exploring the vast, unknown corners of human intellect and creativity during a time when the world was vast and full of uncharted magic. Looking back at the centuries of speculation, one thing becomes crystal clear. The Voynich Manuscript is much more than just an unsolved puzzle. It is a mirror of human curiosity itself. It challenges our assumption that we can decode everything, that every mystery has an obvious answer, and that our modern technology holds the key to every locked door of the past. Perhaps the true magic of the book lies not in being read, but in its ability to keep us questioning, searching, and wondering about the endless mysteries that still sleep quietly within the forgotten pages of human history. As we stand on the brink of new discoveries and technological breakthroughs, one can only wonder if the day will ever come when the code is finally broken, or if this silent guardian of secrets will outlive us all, keeping its ancient whispers locked away forever. The debate also touches upon the fascinating psychological effect this book has on those who study it. Many researchers have dedicated decades of their lives to finding the key, often falling deep down rabbit holes of alternative history and obscure linguistics. This obsessive dedication proves that the manuscript acts almost like a cognitive magnet, drawing people into its complex web of symbols and illustrations. It forces us to confront the limits of our own knowledge, reminding us that despite our vast archives and digital databases, there are still ancient artifacts that completely defy our understanding and refuse to surrender their secrets. Furthermore, the materials used to bind the book tell a story of careful preservation and reuse. Radiocarbon dating of the vellum shows that the animal skins were prepared sometime in the early 15th century, aligning precisely with the period of the Italian Renaissance. However, the sheer cost of vellum during that era meant that blank parchment was exceptionally valuable. The fact that someone invested such high-value materials into a book, written entirely in an unknown script, reinforces the theory that its creator viewed the contents as immensely important, sacred, or dangerously classified. As independent investigators continue to publish digital breakdowns of individual glyphs, a new trend has emerged involving neural networks trained on ancient scripts. Programmers have fed thousands of pages of historical alphabets into artificial intelligence models, hoping the algorithm might spot recurring micro-patterns invisible to the human eye. While these digital experiments have occasionally highlighted structural similarities to historical shorthand systems or Asian writing systems, none have successfully translated a single cohesive paragraph. The machine learning models often hallucinate meanings, highlighting just how fundamentally alien the script's underlying rules really are. This technological deadlock brings us back to the fundamental question of intent. Was the author a lone genius, working in profound isolation, or part of a clandestine network of thinkers who successfully wiped their own existence from the historical record? The lack of any matching handwriting anywhere else in the known manuscript collections of Europe suggests a single, highly guarded project. Whoever held the quill was driven by an extraordinary purpose, meticulously crafting hundreds of pages of intricate botanical drawings and cryptic paragraphs with the deliberate intention of leaving a puzzle that no future generation could easily solve. Whether the mystery of the Voynich Manuscript is ever solved or remains an eternal riddle, its journey through time is a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into history's greatest enigma. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more fascinating journeys into the unknown. This is History Beyond Time, and we will see you in the next video.